My name is Daniel Wynn, and by day I invest in sports cards, but by night I make videos about investing in sports cards. I am the great curator. Join me on my journey to break even in the hobby that we all love.
Hello everyone, I'm the Great Curator and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate the support. The purpose of these videos is, I like to say, educational purposes. This is just my creative way of kind of sharing information, speaking about topics in the hobby, and just trying to help people new to the hobby trying to get a different perspective or trying to learn something. So if you guys are new here, please like and subscribe. If you find any use in my videos or any value in my videos, please like, subscribe. That type of feedback encourages me to continue to make these videos. I'm getting tremendous feedback so far, so I really appreciate all the people following me, all the people subscribed, and the people who have been watching my videos. Please share this information. If you find it helpful at all, please share it to your community. That's really the intention of me making these videos, is basically to give back any way I can to help grow this community and help grow this hobby that we all love, okay? So with that, let me talk about the topics of discussion today, which are going to be the Dallas recap. I just came back from the Dallas card show over the past weekend. As I make this video, it's Monday, which I hope to release on the same day. So I'm going to recap my experiences of Dallas. So for anybody who hasn't ever been there, or if wondering if it's worth, you know, spending the money to travel there, if it's a destination show, I'll share my thoughts on that. And then I'm going to do two what I like to call case studies. Art of the deal case studies of the deals that I made, the two biggest deals that I made there at Vegas, not Vegas, I'm sorry, Vegas is in 2 weeks, of Dallas. Two of the biggest shows that I made, two of the biggest deals that I made at the Dallas card show. I'm gonna do a case study about that so that you guys can see this example. I'm gonna be drawing examples of skills that I talked about in my other videos. So hopefully you guys can see how these kind of play out in a real life scenario, and then maybe you guys can learn something from that and apply it to your own deals, okay? So with that, let's just get straight into it. Let's talk about the Dallas Card Show. All right, so if you guys are not familiar, or if you're new to the hobby, the Dallas Card Show is probably one of the biggest, if not the second biggest show in all the country so far. You know, what made it famous really was it was the first show to come back after the pandemic, okay, if I'm not mistaken. The first major show, because Texas opened up for everybody. So everybody was going to Dallas over the last couple months. It happens every 2 months. And that's really where a lot of action takes place. That's really where a lot of serious collectors go. So this was my first time going to Dallas. I had set a goal for myself a few months ago that I was gonna ramp up my efforts to you know, in this side hustle of mine. I was going to go to National, I was going to buy as much as I can, and I was going to go to Dallas and try to make as many deals as I can. So that was like a 3-month goal that I had, and I was really excited to get to Dallas and see what all the hype is. So many people make videos about the Dallas card show, so I was really pumped to get to go there, okay? When I initially got there, it was as big as expected, but there weren't that many people there, okay? So that was a little bit different. It was very slow the first 2 days there, Thursday and Friday, almost dead, to be honest. So that was disappointing, and from the feedback that I was getting from all the other people there who have been to the Dallas card show before, they said that it was way down, way down in attendance, in traffic. So, you know, that was a little bit disappointing, but at the same time, you know, you can't let these things kind of bring you down. When you go to card shows, no matter what the turnout is, because you never really know, you have to look for opportunities wherever you can, okay? So that was my mindset. I was trying to be as positive as I could, and I was just enjoying the experience of being out there, meeting different people, networking, and seeing all the things that they had there. The dealers that were there, they had amazing cards. They had cards I had never seen before. They had like legendary, you know, high grade cards that were worth tens of thousands of dollars. So just being there as a collector was worth it. It was fun. Just be able to experience all that. If you're going there to make deals, it's different, okay? Because there was a lot of traffic. I mean, there was a lot less traffic than before, Probably one of the reasons for that is because so many other states have been opening up card shows there that people don't feel the need to travel to Dallas anymore. Plus, the Dallas show is still only 1 month removed from the national, so people are probably trying to still recover from the expenses of that trip. So that's probably a reason it was down, but definitely it was still full. You know, the room was full for sure. The traffic was a little bit less, okay? But again, going back to what I always tell people is that you have to have a positive mindset. You have to try to make as much as you can of any situation you can. So I didn't let that bring me down. I was still having fun out there meeting new people, and the trade nights were very exciting. Even though the attendance during the show was down, all the people that came to Dallas, because the hotel is located in the same building as the convention center, it was very easy for all the people that attended the show to hang out after the show. So it had a national vibe to it in terms of just people hanging out in the lobby trying to make deals. So that was cool, and some of my best deals were done there at that time, which I'll get into a little bit later. But overall, I would say the Dallas show, if you've never been before, it's definitely worth checking out. I mean, I don't have any experience of when it was super packed. So maybe you'll never get to those heights again just because there's so many other shows opening up. But it is definitely a big show to go to and worth attending if you're trying to make deals, okay? So I would highly recommend going to the Dallas show. Just don't have any expectations that it's gonna be like the national, like a mini national. Probably not, you know. The attendance is gonna be a lot less, but there's still opportunities to make deals there, okay? So the next one, it happens every 2 months. The next one will be in October. So, you know, start planning for that. The biggest pluses or pros that I see in the Dallas Card Show is that it's just super convenient. It's the hotel and the convention center are in the same building. They have everything you need there. Food options are within walkable distance. The rooms are nice. The expenses of staying in the hotel are pretty affordable. So everything is just super convenient. So if you're looking for basically like a weekend getaway where you can just go and immerse yourself in the hobby, the Dallas Card Show is definitely worth it, okay? So that's my thoughts on that. Hopefully, I'm definitely gonna be attending the next one in October. I already signed up for my table. So I'll be there, and hopefully you guys will be there too, and we can plan it out. If you have any questions about this, you know, leave a comment or message me on Instagram at The Great Curator, and I'll try to help you guys prep as much as I can, okay? So that's my thoughts on the Dallas Card Show as an experience as a whole, okay? The next thing I want to kind of talk about is the community aspect of the card show. So even though it was slow and people are complaining here and there, the community as a whole was still very positive. Just imagine getting a group of, 300, 400, 500 people in a same room. It's like a conference, right? It's like a convention of people who have a similar interest in the hobby. That type of congregation of people breeds opportunity in itself. And that was apparent in the trade nights. So even though during the day there was slow traffic in the showroom and maybe people didn't get deals done, real deals, real action happened at the trade nights, guys. I mean, I pulled off some crazy deals just sitting around the lobby, just meeting people that were there, Everybody's hungry to make deals. Everybody's hungry to pick up cards, to spend cash, to sell. Everybody's motivated. And when you get all those people in the same room and they all have the same interest and they're all motivated, there's some great deals that can take place, okay? So that's just one thing that I kind of want to point out to you guys. When you go to these shows, if they're destination shows that happen in multiple days, you have to go to the trade nights. That's where some of the best deals happen, at the trade nights, okay, guys? Because when you're at a show, you've got the dealer on one side, you got the buyer on the other side, and it's very business-like, very transactional. Both sides are trying to get the best deal they can, right? But the attitude is a little bit different from my experience at the trade nights. At the trade nights, everybody's equal. It's just two guys sitting down together, talking cards and trying to work a deal. And the negotiations often are a lot easier, a lot more positive. They go smooth, and there's not necessarily this attitude like I got to get the best deal I can. Okay, some people will have that attitude no matter what, but from my experience, the overwhelming majority of people were there to have a good time and to try to make some good deals. and they were very fair with what they were offering. Okay, so with that, I've kind of talked about I've given you my thoughts on that. Let me go into a couple examples here. Okay, if you've been watching my videos, I've been putting out videos of what I call Sports Card Investing 101, Sports Card Investing 201, where I talk about, how to trade up and trade down, how to value cards, what to do if your cards are underwater, and the art of the deal. Okay, so I've been talking about giving you guys examples, giving you my tips for that. So now I'm going to give you a real example of what I did applying those concepts at the Dallas show. Okay, so with that, hopefully I can figure out how to put up graphics here, so when I mention cards, I'll be able to point to these pictures. Okay, and you guys will kind of see what I was doing. Okay, so let's go to one of my videos where I talk about what to do if your cards are underwater. Okay, and what I say in that video is basically there are ways to get out of a card even though the eBay comps are below what you paid for. All right, the thing you don't want to do is you don't want to panic sell. You don't want to be discouraged. Okay, even if you have a card and the values have dropped because of eBay comps, you can still do something with that card. You don't have to sit on it. You don't have to give up. You don't have to panic sell. You can do things to get your value back, okay? And an example of this was a Michael Jordan PSA 5 card that I had, okay? I picked this up at National 1 month ago. At that time, the eBay comps were at $4,500. So I picked the card up for $4,500, all right? At that time. Unfortunately, because the card transacts a lot, the comps have gone down, and at the time of the Dallas show, they were about $3,700, all right? $3,700. So by that logic, I'm $800 down on that card. So what do, right? Do you panic sell and take an $800 loss and try to move it into something else? Or do you hold it and then just sit on it? Whatever. I never really get discouraged like that. I always put my cards out in my showcase no matter what, and just let people look at it, because the Jordan rookie card is very desirable. So it gets me a lot of attention, all right? So I bring it to all the shows. So I had it in my card case, and I was getting a lot of people who are very interested in it, but they wanted the comp value at 37. And I politely explained to them, I said that, look, my cost basis is high on this. I bought it just a month ago. I'm not willing to take a loss on it. I'm not willing to give it away, all right? I was explaining to these people my cost basis so that they understood the position that I was coming from. So when they would try to quote eBay comps on me, instead of saying, no, I don't care, or whatever, or get out of here, I said, look, this is my position, okay? And they understood that. Most people understood that, so they didn't give me a hard time about it. One gentleman came by my table who saw that card, and that's one of his cards in his price range that he was really trying to go after, okay? It's one of his Grail cards. He explained that to me. So I always talk about communication and on trying to identify the other side's interest and trying to align that interest towards a common goal of making a deal, right? So he explained to me that he wanted that card. He didn't have the cash to pay for it, okay? But he had some cash and some cards that he wanted to trade. So he showed me a 1949 Jackie Bowman Bowman card, all right? PSA 1, all right? Current value on that anywhere between $2,000 to $3,000, depending on the condition of the card, the eye appeal of the card, right? So he wanted to trade me that Jackie Robinson for my Jordan, all right? And I told him I just couldn't do it just because of my cost basis. So we talked to each other, and at first I wasn't interested because I don't really do vintage baseball, but he was trying to explain to me that he really wanted that card, and he was trying to show me the value of that Jackie Robinson card. Where at the same time, I was explaining to him my cost basis was high on the Jordan. So together, we kind of came up with a plan where we could both benefit. He was willing to trade me the Jackie Robinson card because of the eye appeal, certain eye appeal of it, he wasn't able to get the full value that he wanted out of the card. He wanted $3,000 value, but I guess because of the eye appeal condition, it had a lot of patina to it. He was finding it was hard to find the right buyer to get that type of value. Right? So collectively, we agreed that the value of that card would be about $2,000. Okay. On top of that, he was willing to throw in $2,200 cash, right? And a Klay Thompson Prism rookie card, BGS 9.5. All right. So he gave me the Jackie Robinson, the Klay Thompson, plus $2,200 cash. From my perspective, the way I was looking at this is, even though these two cards are not necessarily cards that I would want, I was able to get half of my cash back on that card, which I was down on. So all I have to do is sell those two cards, the Jackie Robinson and the Klay Thompson, for at least $2,300, all right? Then I could break even on that Jordan. So I took the deal, all right? He was happy that he got the Jordan card. He got rid of two cards. He probably had a very low cost basis on those cards, so he was very flexible in the price. I got two cards. I got half my cash back, plus I got two cards that I could do something with, all right? So I take those two cards from him, all right? I got half my cash back in my pocket, and I got to sell these two cards for at least $2,300, all right? I start walking around the show, and I overhear somebody who had a Jordan 8 for $8,000, okay? Current comps on that were $8,500, but he had it for $8,000. I overheard him talking to somebody else saying that he would do a cash trade offer, okay? So that's why you always gotta be listening. You always gotta be paying attention when you're walking around shows, okay? So I heard that. I did not jump in on the deal right away. I talk about etiquette, guys, all right? Do not jump in on other people's deals. Instead, observe, watch, listen, observe, see how that deal goes. And if it doesn't fall, if it falls through, if it doesn't materialize, you can step in and you can take a different approach or learn from what just happened and maybe use that to your advantage. So that's what I did. I stepped back, I listened, I watched. They could not make a deal, all right? But I saw what type of cards the guy wanted. He wanted, popular basketball players, rookie autographs, things like that, right? So after the deal did not materialize, I approached that dealer. I said, can I make you an offer on this? What cards do you want, all right? And he wanted a Kevin Durant auto, all right, for that. So I said, okay, let me return to my table. Let me see what I can do. I did not have a Kevin Durant auto, but my buddy who was next to me had one. So I approached him and I asked, okay, what do you want for this Kevin Durant auto, which is valued at $3,000? And what do you know? He wanted the Jackie Robinson card that I had just picked up that day, okay? He saw that I picked it up. He had his eye on it. He was gonna make me an offer after the show, but he said that we could work a deal. Because he's my friend, because we've known each other just, through the hobby and we respect each other, we were able to do a very fair negotiation. I told him what I wanted that card for. He cut me a deal on the price and I gave him the card that he wanted. So I got $2,600 value for that card. So just on the value alone, I already made my money back up on the Jordan 5, which I was down on. Remember, I was down $800 on that, okay? I got $2,200 cash, and I got two cards, which I had to sell for 23 to break even, right? Instead, I got 26 value on that. Plus I had to give him a little bit cash for that Durant to get that Durant. I took that Durant auto, took it back to that seller. I gave him the Durant auto, which he credited $3,000 for, and I gave him $5,000 cash for the Jordan, okay? So I got a Jordan PSA 8. At that time, it was valued at $8,500, all right? Took it back to my table, put it there, very proud of it, okay? Because now I had equity in the card, all right? I was down $800 at the end of the day, okay? Now I had a card which I had $7,400 into, all right? So I had, $900 equity in the card. I basically went $800 down to $900 up on that card at $8,500 price point. Okay, I put a price tag of $9,000 on that card because I had saw on eBay auction there was one that was ending and it was at $9,500 at that time. Okay, and it was ending within 2 days. Took that Jordan card to trade night that night, found a person who really wanted it and valued it at the price that I was valuing it, and he made me an offer for $8,900 for that card, which I sold cash all that day. Okay, so here's the picture. All right, so at the start of the day, I had a Jordan 5, which was down $800. Okay, through the art of the deal, all right, I was able to trade up. I was able to negotiate with people, explain my position, identify their interest, find cards that matched up to their interest, and traded my way up to that Jordan 8. And then I cashed out that same night, okay? And I made $1,500, all right? $1,500 profit on that. All right, so going down 800 to be up 1,500, basically almost doubled the amount. I did all that through these principles that I try to tell you guys, okay? Even if your card is down, you don't take a loss. You don't need to take a loss. You find the right person, you work the right deal, okay? You trade. I traded a Jordan 5, which I lost faith in, for other cards that I thought would appreciate in value quicker. Took those cards, traded it for other cards where I could get more trade value from that and increase the value of the assets that I had into a card that I could cash out right away. And that's what happened, guys. That's the art of the deal. It worked out very well. And I still had that Klay Thompson, which I traded away to another deal, and I got 400 value on that, okay? So I actually got more than, I cashed out $1,500 profit, but I actually got about $1,900 total value for that, okay? And I'll talk about that, that transaction later on. But that is a case example of how you trade down in order to trade up in order to cash out, guys, okay? So hopefully hopefully you understood what I just explained there. If you have any questions about that, just send me a message or DM me. I'm happy to show you examples. Hopefully I can figure out how to put pictures up here so that you guys can kind of get a visual example of that deal, okay? And then the last deal that I'll talk about real quick here, my video is running a little bit longer than usual, so I'll just go over this quickly, is how I acquired this PSA 10 Nike Promo 1985 Jordan, okay? This card currently valued at $21,000. How did I get this? This is the biggest card I've probably ever acquired, but I got this without spending any cash, all right? And I'll tell you how I did it, all right? At trade nights, because I tell you guys all the action happens at trade nights, I randomly ran into a new friend of mine. His name's Rohan, okay? I was walking around and he saw me, we made eye contact, we chatted for a little bit, and he asked me, do you have anything that you want to trade, okay? I knew he had this because he came to my table earlier and asked me if I wanted to buy it, and I declined. And I asked him, did you sell it yet? And he said no. And he asked me if I had any low-end cards that I could trade him because he needed inventory for his case. He does very well. Check him out on Instagram. He's the Slab Mafia, and he sells a bunch of low to mid-end cards, and he just goes through them very quickly. So he needed inventory. He had like 10 cards in his case. That's it. So he needed inventory. He was sitting on this big card here, but he didn't want to move it and he didn't want to hold it. So we agreed to try to work a deal. And long story short, I was able to trade him several cards that I was more than willing to give up, that I was not able to sell myself or move myself during that weekend, to trade up to this card. Okay. And the only reason we did this, which the deal worked out for both of us. Okay. I've got a really good cost basis on this card. He's got cards that he can move and do what he needs to do with. But the reason that we were able to make such a big deal, total value about $40,000, is because we applied the principles that I kind of talk about doing fair negotiations with people. He was trading down to meet his interest. I was trading up to meet my interest. We were respectful to each other. We explained each other's goals and interest. We identified each other's cost basis so that we could have a fair, transparent negotiations. And we both tried to work deals that would benefit both sides. We didn't try to take advantage of each other. We didn't negotiate really hard, put ultimatums out there. We worked together. It took about probably 1 hour to do the deal, but we got it done and we're both very happy with it, okay? I've got probably one of the biggest cards, one of the most iconic cards out there. He's got some great cards that he can sell very quickly and get his cash back on that, and we both win. And that, guys, is the art of the deal. I preach this all the time, okay? When you do deals with people, you gotta make sure that both sides win. Not only do you get a fair deal, but you make a relationship, you make a connection that can lead to more deals in the future. He's a friend of mine now. We're gonna help each other, and I'm sure we're gonna do more deals in the future because of the way that we transacted here, all right? So hopefully you guys got some value out of that. You understand the principles that I'm trying to convey to you guys. Watch my other videos about when I talk about how to do deals, how to trade up, trade down, how to have etiquette at card shows, how to value cards properly. Watch these videos. The reason I'm doing this, guys, is not just for me to get views. The reason I'm doing this is I'm putting information out there for you guys to review and digest. And if you can wrap your mind around these concepts, you can put all these principles together. And then you guys can hopefully find yourself in situations where you can apply those principles and you can do deals like this too. All right, that's my intention, guys. I really want to help people just get into the hobby. I want people to understand that this is a hobby first, so you have to be respectful to each other and you have to do deals the right way. You don't have to be cutthroat. You don't have to be mean. You don't always have to win. All right, understand that, guys. So that's what I kind of, that's me on my soapbox trying to preach to you guys today. Hopefully you guys got some value out of this video. If you did, please like, please subscribe, please share. That really encourages me to continue these. Write comments down. I read all the comments and I try to respond any way I can. If you guys are positive, I will respond to you guys. If you guys are negative, probably not. Okay, so keep that in mind. If you have any questions, please feel free to add me on Instagram at The Great Curator. DM me. I'm happy to chat about the hobby at any time. When I hit 1,500 subscribers on Instagram, I'm gonna do something special like a Q&A or something like that. So that will be cool. I'm very close to that. Other than that, guys, keep following the videos, keep hustling. You know, every weekend, keep hustling, go to card shows, be active in the community, help grow the hobby as much as you can, and keep investing. All right? I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.